Hey guys, what is up? So I haven't made a video all year yet. At the beginning of the year, I was away in Hong Kong and then I was feeling a little jet lag. And actually, the last couple of weeks I've been really sick. I have an ear infection right now. I still can't hear out of this ear, and I don't know, my throat has been really sore. I've just been really low energy, so there's no way I could have made a video, but hopefully I'm on the mend. So yeah, this will just be a little chit chat video. The other day I was at Nordstrom, so I'm gonna insert some clips of me just trying on some, I think I tried on mainly like jackets and sweaters. Excuse my appearance in the video, I have no makeup on. I was really sick and I look like death. Feeling a little better now though. But yeah, so I was just gonna chit chat to you. Also, I was gonna share my ancestry.ca results. So yeah. These are my ancestry.ca results. For those of you that don't know, this cost me about $99 plus tax. They send you a kit, you spit into this little test tube, send it back to them. From your saliva, they analyze your DNA and give you your ethnicity breakdown. So this is not really surprising to me. The only thing I was wondering that might show up is I know on my mom's side, my grandpa's great-great-grandma was black, and I was just wondering, because I feel like a lot of people in my family do not look the same. We all look very different. So I thought there might be a couple surprises, but there wasn't really at all. And I'm seeing some of my DNA is showing up in Nova Scotia, so I'm wondering if that's where maybe she was from. So overall though, the majority, I knew I am Scottish. My mom has a very Scottish last name. 31% Europe West. This I was a little disappointed with because I thought it would break it down further. So it's saying like technically your DNA could be from these countries. I wish it was more specific. That was kind of the part of me that I wanted to know a little bit more about. Then we have Great Britain, probably Scotland again, and you know, Spain, Finland, Russia, Scandinavia. These are very small percentages. So overall, I'm pretty darn white, which I already knew, but I was just interested, like maybe there would be some things that I didn't know, but not really any surprises here. Stay tuned. So basically I'm just gonna chop all my vegetables up that might be going bad soon, just to roast them in the oven, mainly for my boyfriend. The last 2 weeks I've actually ordered from a meal prep company called cleanmeals.ca. So I've ordered all my food and already paid for it all for the next 3 months. So personally, like I got 14 meals per week, so enough for lunch and dinner every day. I ordered all vegan and gluten-free options. You can, if you do eat meat though, you can order that as well. I must say, it's really been good. I really get home late at night, so either I eat dinner too late and I'm so hungry by that time, like 9:30, and I'm like snacking as I make dinner. So this is really nice. It's all made for me, and I'll show you what one of them look like. I'm gonna insert a video when I got them this past Sunday. I'll show you guys all my meals that I got for this week. So I order through a company, cleanmeals.ca. So everything is vegan, gluten-free. So I order about 14 meals per week, so it's enough obviously for lunch and dinner every single day. Some of the things you have to eat, you kind of have to plan it out how you would want to eat it. Some things will keep a little bit longer into the week, like this will be good towards the end of the week. Anything with the bread, I would try to eat more towards the beginning of the week. So there's a quinoa burger with sweet potato fries. This looks like tempeh tacos, like mango, and better lettuce. What else? We have a wrap. I'm not sure what's in here. Probably black beans, I'm assuming. Mixed veggies. Got chana masala, brown rice. Also, we have like fusilli pasta, tofu, broccoli, and these are carrots, which were really good. We had those last week with some things. So awesome. I don't have to cook. I'll show you my favorite one though. So this is just an example of what one looks like. So in this one there is broccoli, tofu, there's whole wheat pasta, and it's made with fresh basil sauce, or sorry, fresh pasta with fresh pesto with like fresh basil in it as well, the actual whole leaves. And then there's heirloom carrots that are just roasted. So yeah, you can just put this in the microwave, or if you're at home, you could bake it in the oven for a couple minutes. You can put this right in. It's a little bit pricier than if you meal prepped for yourself. How I justify this though, I canceled my expensive gym membership at Equinox, which was like, I feel like it was like $225 a month. And just because I don't know, like there's things I love about Equinox and there's other things that I just don't think it's worth the money. So then through my work association, I get a deal at Good Life Fitness and it's only $40 a month. So that already is quite a big savings per month. So, and I also decided to cut Starbucks out. I think I've only been maybe once or twice this whole year, which for me is really good because I would normally go every day, sometimes 2 times a day. So that's how I justify it. So actually, to be honest, I think, and I spent a lot of money on food in the past, I think it kind of evens itself out now that I've took those couple things out of my life. Put this away. Yeah, so I'm just gonna roast some Brussels sprouts here. So yeah, I really liked Hong Kong. I love Asia, you guys. It's really hard. Now I've only been to Hong Kong and Japan, but I don't know. I really like both. Like I still feel like maybe my favorite city is Tokyo, just because it is super clean, and not that people in Hong Kong were rude or anything like that, like quite the opposite, but just Japanese people are so over the top kind. It's just a very different culture. So I think maybe Tokyo is still my favorite city, and my favorite neighborhood I've ever been to is Harajuku, by far. But I don't know, Hong Kong, you guys, like if you've never been, add it to your bucket list. Definitely the best skyline I've ever seen in my life, by far. The scale of the buildings there, you just feel like you're in some fantasy world. Like everything is just so tall. It's unbelievable. And especially when you're on the top of the mountains and looking down, like it's amazing. The city has everything. Like if you're a photographer, I feel like this is your dream city. It's so colorful, so vibrant. My head, like my neck was like snapping everywhere I was going. I was just trying to take it all in. It was amazing. The hotel we stayed in was so nice. If you guys ever go, it was called the Cordis Hotel. It was right by Mongkok Station in Kowloon. Amazing. It was connected to a nice mall. Wow, it was great. It had a beautiful rooftop pool. The weather was probably like 21, 22 degrees every day, which was perfect for walking around, not too hot, not too cold. And then basically at nighttime it did get kind of cool, but it was a lot better than here in Canada. And my mom was texting me, it was like minus 22 plus the wind chill when we were away. So definitely did not mind going away for Christmas. I've never actually done that. Went away for the holidays and I loved it. It was so not stressful. Like usually my boyfriend and I, we don't really do Christmas gifts for each other, but we do like a bigger birthday gift. Birthdays, I don't care so much about celebrating my birthday, but I like to kind of go all out for other people's. So yeah, I don't care about Christmas gifts or anything. There's no little kids in our family right now that live close by, so I feel like when you get a little bit older, Christmas becomes a little bit boring. Like I don't need anything from anybody. The past few years, my family and I, we didn't even do gifts, and it just makes it, oh my god, so much less stressful. You just get together and have a nice meal. It's really nice. But definitely, like, I feel like when I have a family, I would really like to do the tradition of going away at Christmas and maybe not to do a lot of gifts. When kids are young, I think that's important, but I don't know. I really like building memories together, and you're always going to remember a trip for your whole life, right? Yeah, loved Hong Kong. I love Asia in general. I would really, really like to move there. I'm really, not to be a Debbie Downer, I'm really over Toronto. I've lived in Canada my whole life. I grew up in a really, really small town, but I am definitely a big city girl. Love New York, Tokyo, Hong Kong. Like, the busier the city, the better. Still would like to check out Singapore, Dubai. Yeah, I just feel like I'm someone that really, really likes change. I think I've lived here in Toronto for probably 14 years. So, yeah, getting close to half my life. And I don't know, like, you guys, if any of you are from here, let me know in the comments. So with my boyfriend's work, he has traveled he's pretty much seen the entire world. And he agrees with me. Like, he thinks the two rudest cities are London and Toronto. And not everywhere. There are so many really, really nice people here. But I find it very, very hard to make friends. And especially, like, I don't know. I just find girls very snotty. It might be the area that I live in. And I'll be honest, like, probably if you didn't know me and just saw me, I kind of have a resting bitch face. So you would probably maybe think the same about me. But I really think anyone that knows me in real life, or if you get to know me, I really don't think anyone has ever disliked me because of my personality. Am actually very, very nice, caring. I'm so empathetic. And I just find girls here very, very rude or judgy, like looking you up and down. And even at the gym, like, I was sometimes trying to make small talk to people. And I don't know, you just don't get a good response. I don't know. It's just, maybe that's just my opinion, but I think in general, I need a change. I hope my boyfriend's job takes us to another country. I'm sure it will. It definitely will at some point in our lives, but I mean, sooner rather than later would be great, in my opinion. So yeah, I quit Equinox because I'm just gonna pull my hair back. So I quit Equinox because, I'm sorry, like, here in Toronto, there's two locations. It's $225 a month, like I said, and the main reason I signed up is, I don't know, really, really like that it's so clean and pristine. Like, definitely, you're not gonna get a nicer gym, hands down. Definitely has the cool factor. If you forget your headphones or anything, it's playing amazing music that I like, at least. Maybe, you know, if you're older or not into like hip hop dance music, maybe you wouldn't like it, but I love that music. The store at the actual gym has wicked cool clothes. The staff there I always found very friendly. The classes are like amazing, I thought, very different. But the only thing is, it's very hard to get into the classes. Like, this one that was my favorite, it was like a Pilates trilogy class where you're like hooked up to like resistance bands and stuff in like the bar studio. I think only maybe 14 people can get into the class, and you have to book it via your Equinox app. It would fill up within 3 seconds. So if, say I didn't log in at maybe 6 a.m., and 4 seconds later, the spots are gone and you can't get in. Like, I was just getting really, really frustrated. And a lot of the people there, I think, are maybe self-employed, retired, or maybe they have somebody else that could book it for them. But a lot of the times I would maybe be at work, I'm with a client, I can't pick up my phone to go on my app to book something, so then I would miss out. And there's actually, in the whole year that I went there was lots of classes I never even got the opportunity to try once because I just couldn't get in. It's like you're paying all this money, yet you can't get into the class. And then what would kind of piss me off is last minute, a lot of people would bail on the class. And then, so sometimes there would be empty spots, but you wouldn't know I'm not just going to go to the gym and wait outside the class hoping to get in, you know what I mean? So the classes are the main thing. And then though, for the hours, it was not open early and late enough for my schedule. Like, I need the gym open very, very late. and I think they're only open till 10. A lot of the time, like I said, like a couple days a week, I work late. I would maybe get there at like 8:45, but by I would say 9:30, everything is all shut off. They're kind of like, I almost feel like they're like rushing people out of there. So you could never really get a good workout at night. I just felt like, everyone's trying to put everything away. Like I'd feel bad if I got weights out and it's like I'm messing the place up on them. But, and then also the main areas where you would just do a regular workout routine on your own, I found I was lacking a lot of really basic equipment that at just like a no frills gym they would have. Like at the one location, they don't even have a hamstring curl machine. Like I'm sure like those Planet Fitness or I forget that other one that's like very cheap per month. I'm sure they have like a couple of variations of hamstring curl machines. My favorite machine ever is the glute ham raise machine, which most Good Lifes have. They didn't have that, so maybe they'd have like one Smith machine. Usually people are using it. I don't know. I was like, why am I paying all this money? I'm not a huge fan of Good Life. Like a couple of locations I like. In general, I feel like they're kind of a little bit dirty. Maybe it's the ones that I go to, so don't take offense if yours is very clean. But maybe it's just the ones I go to. They tend to be a little bit busier. Maybe like the cleaning staff can't really keep up. But yeah, so I'm back there though, but it gets the job done. Yeah, so I'm just going to throw these in the oven. I'll show you. So I'm just going to roast the Brussels sprouts and broccoli. I like to have roasted vegetables in the fridge just to sprinkle on salads. So with all my meals, I like to like maybe eat a salad for breakfast or to add it to one of the meals, maybe the dinner, just to get some more greens in. So I'm just going to put a little bit of olive oil on here. The one I'm going to use is a garlic infused one, and then a little bit of sea salt and pepper, and just bake it in the oven. And then I think I'm going to make my boyfriend some cookies because he really likes chocolate chip cookies. And he's away snowboarding right now. And he just texted me he hurt himself, so I hope he's okay. But yeah, so I'm just going to throw this in the oven. So when I was in Hong Kong, and I know a lot of places like this, I know a lot of places in Asia are like this, but I was just thinking like, I consider Toronto pretty expensive to live, but Hong Kong's on another level. Like the housing there, one of the cab drivers was telling us on the way back to the airport, he was a very intelligent man. He's lived all over the world, and we were having some good conversations with him. And yeah, he was saying like in the equivalent in Canadian dollars, minimum wage per hour there would be about $5 an hour. Yet, housing per square foot would be $10,000 to $11,000. So, I mean, my little condo that I rent out, that would make it maybe like $5.5 million, which is absolutely insane. Like, I'm not going to say how much I paid for mine, but it was already a lot of money here in Toronto, but oh my God, nowhere close to that. So it's very disheartening. I mean, the majority of people could never even dream about ever owning anything there. And I know to rent is very expensive too. I just kept imagining all the apartment buildings we're seeing. Like, I'm not sure if this is true. Like, I just kept thinking, like, are there a lot of people living in a little one bedroom there? Do some people share an apartment, and some people work at night, some in the day, vice versa, and kind of trade off basically living shifts in the apartment to make things work. Or maybe just the apartments are super, super tiny. I'm not sure. We stayed in a hotel this time, we didn't rent like an Airbnb. But I have a client of mine at work who lived there for a couple of years with his family for his job, and he was telling me he's pretty, like, I can tell he makes a lot of money with his job, but he's very good with money. So he said he found an area. He said it was maybe north of Causeway Bay, more in a mountainous area. And Causeway Bay is very kind of where some nice shopping is and whatnot. I mean, there's nice shopping a lot of places there, but he said the area that he lived was actually very, very reasonable. Meals at restaurants around there would be like 10 times less than in more popular areas, but his rent was still, and this was in 2010, was €5,000 per month for a one-bedroom apartment. And that's, getting close to a decade ago. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know how people make it work. There's good and bad about every city, but the one thing I liked about Tokyo, at least, things were, for me, a little bit cheaper. Well, some were a little bit or a lot cheaper there. Hong Kong, I didn't buy anything at all because when you did the math, it just made no sense. I mean, you're going to be paying maybe 1.25 times the amount. There is no tax on anything there except alcohol, liquor, and lottery tickets, I think. So they call it their sin tax. So only tax on things like that. So the price that you do see at the store, you're not going to be charged an additional tax on top of that. But yeah, the prices are very, very expensive. Especially if you're going into like a luxury store, you did the math, like it just would make no sense to buy anything. You'd be stupid to get anything there, at least for me. Maybe some parts of the world it is cheaper there. But we met a man at a restaurant who had lived there for about 12 years. He's originally from London, England. And he was saying like Hong Kong's a lot more expensive than London. London, obviously, everyone knows you're paying a lot in real estate there. But yeah, overall, I really, really liked it. My favorite restaurant, if you guys ever go, it was called Mana. Its slogan was fast food slow. And I'm pretty sure the owner is Australian. It was kind of like, if you're familiar with Toronto, it's kind of like it's a vegan restaurant. Everything was so amazing. Like, I've been dreaming about that place. So flavorful. If you like French fries, I've never seen like thicker cut French fries in my life, and they were like made from purple potatoes. It was really good. They have like homemade kombucha. We went the one day, and that was so good. We went back to the other location the very next day. So that was my favorite restaurant. It wasn't really like authentic Cantonese food, but I mean, yeah, that's kind of how I like to eat. And it seems like if you did live there for work, it would be pretty easy to fit in. The majority of people have a pretty good command of the English language, and their subway system is actually very easy to navigate. Even by the second day, we had the hang of it. I mean, our transit map in Toronto is very, very basic. I would say it was only maybe like 3 of those put together, and there was really good signage everywhere. It was interesting to see. I didn't really think about this before I went, but just because the Brits were in control of it for almost 100 years, so I didn't really think there would be so many British like stores and restaurants and stuff. But it was funny, like a couple of the streets, if you took out the backdrop, you would swear you're in England just by the stuff that was there, and lots of expats and everything. But yeah, I love that city. The best popsicles I ever had in my life, we had lots at the hotel, made from very fresh juice. Like the fruit there is very, very, very good. I had this one, it was like at a street market. It was in the shape of a gingerbread man, a popsicle, but it was like a pumpkin gingerbread popsicle. It was so good. We had pizza there a couple times too. Amazing pizza. We went to the first restaurant we went to there. I was not really a fan of it. It was like an authentic, I think it said vegetarian, like Buddhist friendly place. And we went, there was monks eating there. So I knew it was a vegan place, but it was just kind of creeping me out because how they had the menu, they basically made everything sound like it was made out of meat. Like they had shark fin soup and all these like chicken and beef dishes, and just, I don't know what they created this stuff out of, but it was really creeping me out. Like I really hate when restaurants try to make something look like meat. Like the reason I'm not eating meat is it's for health reasons, but basically it grosses me out to think of that. So I don't really like that, and I didn't necessarily believe that it was like a completely vegan place. I find when you're traveling, it is very, very hard to eat vegan. You would think in Asia it would be easy, but I think sometimes things get lost in translation, or people think like, oh, you just don't eat meat, but you still eat seafood or a little bit of dairy, or butter is okay. So just be prepared. I feel like if you go somewhere for the first time, you might eat some things that, I mean, you wouldn't normally eat at home, and it's not going to be the end of the world. You'll just know for another time if you go back. Some good places to go, and I probably should have definitely packed a little bit differently for the plane food. It really surprises me even nowadays. Like, you tell a flight attendant, like, no, sorry, I don't eat meat, or you just refuse something, and they were looking at me like, are you on a diet, or like, you're on a very long flight, you need to eat. I'm like, no, like, I'm okay. But yeah, oh, and something else too, like, I'd never seen this before. When we were in Hong Kong, we were in a mall. It's like down by the harbor. I think it's maybe called Oceanfront Mall. It's a really, really nice, like, luxury mall. The whole level of the mall, and it's huge. It was all luxury children's stores. So like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Stella McCartney, Kenzo. Every store was just for kids. I've never seen that before. A lot of the brands, I didn't even realize they make children's clothing. To see the families walking around there and what the kids were wearing, I was just like, my mind is blown. I noticed, and I think it's more people, for the most part, from mainland China that probably were there spending a lot of money. And I feel like they're very big into labels and showing off. More so in Japan, I feel like they could have something on very expensive, but you don't necessarily know the brand. It's very, maybe like a solid color, minimalistic looking. The logo is very hidden or very classic. But they're, yeah, like, if you wear any sort of brand, you'll get stared at, because people are just very, very into that there. Yeah, so definitely, if you guys go, though, check out, do all the touristy things, like go see the big Buddha statue. Every night at 8 p.m. they do a light show on all the buildings. Go on like a boat ride, go for like a nice hike, explore lots of restaurants and shopping. It's just, there's so many things to do. It was really, really fun. I'm so glad we went. I love my boyfriend. We always have so much fun together. That was, I think that was the most fun I've ever had with him on a trip. So anyway, I know this is a little bit rambly, but one other thing I was going to tell you. So this book, I love reading. If you guys ever have any good books, always like write it in the comments. I don't like reading fiction. I just feel like there's too many things to learn. So anyway, when we were walking, I forget what street in Hong Kong, they had this demonstration set up, and people were just standing there educating others about illegal organ harvesting, more so in mainland China. And I know here in Toronto, in Chinatown, like on Dundas Street, I have seen people talking about this too, but I didn't really pay much attention. Like, I didn't really know what is going on. But basically, anyway, I picked up one of the brochures and I was reading it on the plane home, and it was really like giving me a different perspective into some things I didn't know about. And this book, so I picked up this book, it's called The Slaughter by Ethan Gutman. And it's called Mass Killings, Organ Harvesting, and China's Secret Solution to its Descendant Problem. I'm not very far into this. I just started it yesterday. I'm only on page 25. Wow. Like, my mind is blown. Basically, like, the Chinese government and hospitals since the 60s have been working together to illegally harvest organs from people, dead and alive. And it's interviewing doctors who, they want to be, obviously, remain unknown. Otherwise, they would be executed, of course. And of course, this book will be, it'll be banned in China for sure. But if you guys are interested in stuff like this, your mind will be blown. There's photographs in here. it's horrifying. It's so sad that the value of a human life is so much less in other parts of the world. It's shocking. I won't get too much into it in case some people don't really want to hear about it, but it's just, honestly, it's shocking. So that's all I will say about that. But yeah, so I'm gonna insert the clips from when I was at the mall. I like this red and white Nike windbreaker, but they only had one left and it was size extra large and it was just a little bit too big. I do think this fits small though because it wasn't super big on me. It retails for $100. I was thinking about getting it, but at the end I just left it because I thought it maybe looked a little sloppy. This next thing is just an Adidas navy bomber jacket. It was $200, which I thought was very overpriced. This is size medium. This next windbreaker I really didn't like on me. It just, I don't know. I did not like the colors. It was $160. That's a size small. It was colorful. Almost looks though like you're gonna go hunting, which I didn't really like. And I wasn't a huge fan of whatever it said on the back either. This next thing is just a little black and white Nike zip up. I'm wearing a size medium and it retails for $95. It was okay, but nothing too special. Again, please excuse how I look. I am really sick. I'm wearing no makeup in this. Yeah, I'm very pale. This other Adidas coat was also $200 and it was in a size medium. I just thought it was not flattering. It just made my waist look really puffy. This next hoodie was from Coral. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's Koral. It's a black and white hoodie. Nothing special. It's $220. I think this brand is really overpriced. I'm never too impressed with it, and I'm wearing a size small there. This next one is from Aloe Yoga Wear, which I love. I really did not like the sleeves of this. It was just very ill-fitting. I'm wearing a size medium and it retails for $172. Again, a little bit pricey, and I just did not think it's flattering. Like, it makes you look like kind of the Incredible Hulk or something like that. This last coat I tried on was my favorite. It was a long Adidas bomber jacket. I'm wearing size medium and it retails for $240, which I didn't think is too bad considering the short jackets are $200. So I'm wearing it in black. There was also a hunter green that was a really nice color. And I feel like this is something you could wear to a sporting event in the fall if it's rainy or kind of like damp weather. I don't own anything like this. It zipped up all the way down comfortably, even though I have really wide hips and thighs. It was very flattering, I thought. So I might go back and get it.